Hello and welcome, my Frankenstein Delano Roosevelts. It's SJB here, and in my most recent video, this was one of the top comments on that video. It said, Chris, I feel like the new change to Bloons Solver, a 2-tower chimps, is possible, but I can't seem to figure it out. I wanted to pass this along to you to see if you could maybe make a video on it, and see if you can pull off something impossible. Thank you very much, Side MC, and thank you very much to everybody who randomly gives me ideas and things that I can do during my videos. I really do appreciate these. But sometimes they can be one of the worst things that you guys ever do to me. And let me explain why. So let's get rid of this and let's start talking about Chimps mode. First of all, whenever you're coming into a 2-tower Chimps game style, you have to think about a couple things. Can it pop all the types of Bloons? And if not, what's the other tower that is going to pop all those types of Bloons? So when we think about doing something like a glue gunner to start off in a 2-tower Chimps video, we gotta decide, well, can we even get something that pops Bloons? And the answer to that is no. So that means you cannot do a glue gunner start, so every single tower that costs more than $650 here is already knocked out.
Hey, SJB doesn't know I'm here, but he just wanted me to tell you that if you use this creator support code, SJB, you're pretty cool, bro. You're pretty cool.
So this is much more a process than gameplay for right now, but we will get some gameplay later on. But I do want to mention really quickly that all of these towers are already nopified. That means they cannot do a 2-tower Chimps with a glue gunner. It's impossible. Now the next thing we need to figure out is, does it have camo detection? Because a glue gunner has 0 camo detection. Kind of. The glue splatter off of the Bloons Solver can indeed see camos, kind of, but it's really not a big help at all, and definitely not going to help against DDTs. So all of these guys do not have enough camo detection, very clearly automatically out. The last question you have to ask yourself is, does it have enough popping power? And as far as I'm concerned, subs, most definitely, if you're going top path, do not have enough popping power to defeat all camo Bloons, including round 95 and 99. Dart monkeys do not have enough camo detection and or popping power to pop around 95 or 99, or probably 100, or round 98. So all the dart monkeys, gone. Sniper monkey, not enough popping power, and or not enough camo detection, depending on how you want to look at it. And lastly, we've got the engineer monkey, who also just doesn't have enough camo popping power if you want to go for that. And it leaves us with 3, maybe, towers. A buccaneer, a ninja, and a wizard. So can they 2-tower Chimps with a glue gunner? So we must experiment. What we're going to do is we're going to turn off monkey knowledge, and we're going to pop it a game. Of course, there are no perfect experiments, but we're going to run an experiment. We're just going to say, well, hey, we're going to build up our 2 towers that we think might be able to pull this off. We're going to send out a tough round that normally might kill us. We're going to see, do we survive? So we're going to first try out the Master Bomber, which was one of the recommendations in the comments when somebody was responding to this thread. And you can clearly see we've got an issue. We either can't pop camos, we can't pop camo purples, we can't pop grouped camos, or just anything else in that vicinity. And then when we finally get to DDTs on top of that, we still can't pop the DDTs. So even though the Solver and the Master Bomber might seem like a good idea, they are not going to be enough to actually take down round 95 or future rounds on top of that. It's just not possible. Next up, we've got the Buccaneer. So if we're building only one Buccaneer, again, we need that camo detection, so we're going to go Crow's Nest. So now we're going to send out, again, round 95, and you're noticing a very clear pattern with all of this. And that is, we don't seem to have enough camo detection to do it without another tower. It's just not gonna work. Even if we did a really good job trying to micro this thing, there's just no frickin' way 95 is going down. 95 is gonna kill us in a lot of situations. So this guy is not the answer. Next up, there is another boat that could maybe solve all of your issues, and that is a carrier flagship. But again, you do need to go for that Crow's Nest, and you need to be able to solo things like round 95 with all of the camo Bloons and everything inside here, otherwise you do indeed lose. So can a carrier flagship even beat round 95? Sadly, no. So Buccaneers are now officially out. So that leaves us with 1. We have 1 maybe on the screen right now. A wizard. Could he possibly actually beat round 95? Well, let's test it out. Let's send out round 95 and see if this is finally going to be the answer for us. Now, one thing you're going to notice is that the Archmage has camo, purple, unpurpletization. Decamoization powers? He's really just got the shimmer aspect to him, which means he can decamo the purples, which allows this guy to actually attack the purples, which allows you to pop round 95? Okay. Well, does that mean we can pop, round 98? That's got to be too troublesome for us, right? Round 98 is just too beef-tastic. There's too many Bloons on the screen. Hot diggity fudge packets. What the heck is going on here? We just took down around 98. Does that mean that this is the answer? Well, if we could take down around 100, I'm pretty confident that, yeah, this could probably technically beat the late 90s if you get this combo going. This is round 100. Can we... Oh, no, with my glue gunner. Hold on, let me try. All right, round 100, round 2. Glue solver. Dang. That means this should be 100% possible. But wait a second. At round 45, we've got about $20,000 built up, which means we can build about $20,000 worth of towers. So I've got a Bloon liquefier with stronger glue, and I've got an arcane spike over here with my monkey sense. 23,000. That is in its total. Not even close to $34,560, which would give us the shimmer aspect to allow us to decamo purples, which means Archmage is also out. In case you're randomly thinking pod, think about round 100, and then you'll reconsider. You might be thinking, well, also, what about the Wulp, Chris? The Wulp is pretty delicious. Yeah, but you know what he's not delicious at? Camo purples. He is not very delicious at camo purples at all. That means you'd have to decamo, you'd have to kill every single camo purple on the screen before these guys come out, and then, whoa. That was actually reasonably possible. If we could get another Wulp up here, we could possibly beat round 94. Yeah, that's what I thought. You need 2 Wulps to make that happen. It just ain't happening. You're going to lose to 12 DDTs before that happens, and that means the Wulp is also out. If you're big brain, you're probably thinking another thing right now. Chris, heroes! There's got to be a hero that can magically work with the Bloon solver to make this happen. Well, straight from the get-go, Quincy, I'm going to say no based on popping power. With support towers like Alchemists and Overclocks, like, yeah, he's actually really, really, really good. But without that, he's pretty bad. So I'm just going to say, no. The only other hero that is cheap enough to actually do anything is also Ezili at $600. But let's be honest, that's going to be an absolute mess. And camo purples also end up being a problem, so Ezili is also out. And that leaves us with one. Soda. The Sword Master. Could she possibly? Well, it just so happens that I tried to do a run. And guess what? It actually went pretty good. Check this out. Soda, round 98, even having 2 abilities left over at the end of round 98? Well, guess what? We had to use them on round 99 quite a few times, but we were able to pull off a Chimps run all the way through to round 100. But then, we had an issue. The bad balloon. No matter how well I used my abilities, no matter what I did here, I couldn't seem to make it happen. And I tried this about 15, maybe 20 times. The closest I got was actually right about there. Every subsequent try, I did worse and worse and worse. And it's kind of upsetting when you just keep doing worse and worse and worse, and you just know that you're just too far away. Now, it should be noted that if this is on Resort, and maybe on another map you could maybe make it happen a little bit better, but even on something like Balance, you're not getting any extra popping power out of Soda here. She's already level 20. I was able to level her up to level 20, and that means after all of this, I'm going to sadly call my Soda run Dunzo. Soda also cannot do a 2-tower Chimps with glue. So where does that leave us with this video? 8 minutes and 37 seconds of me telling you, you can't do it! It's impossible! Or is it? Well, this is kind of funky. But what if I decided to give myself enough money on Chimps mode to start off with a different tower? Now, I've done some experimentation, and I could not find a way, at least easily, to beat it with a Dartling gun. I felt like the MAD was not good enough against Camo Bloons, specifically Camo Ceramics and stuff, to actually take those guys down. The Heli Pilot might be actually possible. I have not tested him out yet in any reasonable way. And also, even though it seems a little bit funky, if you could magically pull off some weird Bernie stuff border for a little while, and eventually get a Bloon Incineration, that might also barely be possible. I'm not saying that would be easy, but it might be possible. And then, in addition to that, there is one other tower here that I actually think could possibly be pull-offable. And that's a Carpet of Spikes. That one would be very, very tricky, because a lot of Camo Bloon problems can run into some crazy issues early game, and you have to do some expert-level spike abilities and hope that you could somehow still take down around 78 camos and things like that with crazy amounts of cam detection needed for those, but still, maybe. But I wanted to try something a little bit different. How about a bottom path Super Monkey? Now, the weirdest thing about this guy, and why this guy might be reasonable instead of other Super Monkeys, is because he can eventually pop purples, even while going for a Plasma Blasts. The 4th tier Dark Champion does pop purple Bloons, but looking at the price here, 64 plus 6,000, we're looking at 70,000 plus to get this guy going. This is going to be tricky as crap, and we might even have to not do Laser Blasts and Plasma Blasts until we absolutely need it, just to make sure that we can get enough purple popping power to kind of get us going in here. And because I don't remember every single round that has purples, we could run into issues where we're going to have to restart here eventually, even though we are playing in a way that we can have continues here. So let's get going and see where this leads us. Okay, so we can't afford cam detection by about $80. So I need to go back, restart, and give myself an extra $80. Otherwise, this is also impossible. Check this out. Check this out. Live action Ultravision. Woo! And look at this. Barely getting our corrosive glue lead popping power just in time here. Well, kind of. We're around early, but kind of just in time here, just by a smidgety baby bit here. And I am going to go for a reasonable level of glue already. I'm going to go for a stickier glue, stronger glue, corrosive glue, and that's going to be my lead popping power for, believe it or not, a pretty long time, sadly. I've had to retry a couple rounds so far, but nothing's been going absolutely horrible. And we're about to get our Dark Knight, which is going to be the first big game changer for us, hopefully, as far as popping power is concerned. But not that big of a game changer. It's good against the Moabs, but still, Bloon-wise, he's not fantastic. So we might actually have to rely a lot on our Bloon Dissolver and Bloon Liquefier to actually clean up a lot of these Bloons, which, believe it or not, with our positioning and everything, it doesn't really work that well. So I hope that I don't have to reorganize this and start over, but that could be a possibility. All right, around 49 seems to be a pretty big problem for us overall. I'm struggling because I've got Bloon Liquefier. I did go for the stronger glue. And normally, if you get a Bloon Liquefier, stronger glue is kind of the way to go, but not necessarily a way to go. This was not the plan, but I want to see super range, epic range. Let's see if this will make the difference for us. Now we can also warp further away from where we are, so if I need to, I can kind of maneuver myself a little bit. But I don't know if this is going to be enough here. Seemingly it is, though. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh. But we got to watch ourselves because that means we are going to be hurting on popping power once we get to a little bit closer to problem levels where we would normally have problem areas. Because the plasma is going to just be more powerful than an epic range as far as popping power goes. So hopefully that doesn't end up being too big a problem. But for right now, again, it is my only camo detection right here. And that means we're going to have to somehow pull off around 78 camos. With the Dark Knight with epic range, that doesn't seem like it's going to work. Oh yeah, now I remember why I needed the Plasma Blast. Round 59. I could have gotten a Bloon Solver too, but well, maybe we'll get lucky here. Ooh. Oh. You know what? We maybe got most of them, but this is going to be tough to get all of them. Oh, this is how many I got it down to. It's like 8 maybe? Oh, so freaking close. Oh, I got it down to 5. Oh, baby, we got a chance here. 5 leads versus... No! Why would you disappear? Oh, suck my balls. Okay, I give up. Closest I got was 5, and it's kind of random, so... yeah. And away we go! So I replayed. I decided to go for the Laser Blast Dark Knight instead. Luckily for us, I believe we are done with camo purples until round 95, but we are not done with purples until 95. Which means that if we get the Bloon Solver here, we will be able to pop purples and even the grouped purples, because this guy is not weak against grouped Bloons at all. Even spaced, weird, group D-spaced things. I don't even know how to explain that, but it exists in a lot of rounds here. That also means that we can easily go for the Plasma Blast here, but I'm going to wait it out. Why? Because if we don't get this money by round 95, we lose. Okay, that's not to include the fact that... Oh, wait, we do need to go Plasma Blast, don't we? Okay, never mind. I take it back. We've got Camo Lead Popping Power now. Yeah! Anyways, we need this combo right here to survive in their ability of saving up $64,000, and we need to make that happen before round 95. again, or else we lose. That's what I'm talking about. Here's this spaced camo, not spaced group purples. It's like they're not super spaced. They're just a little bit spaced. So I don't even know what to call them. Lots of purples. But like I said, not an issue in this situation. I just wanted to mention really quickly that 95 is not our only issue. We've got a lot of issue rounds coming up to that. Specifically, anything that needs camo balloon popping power. 78, we might be able to get lucky with it because our solver can throw glue on the ground and hopefully hit some of the random camo balloons, just sort of clean up some of them. We also hope that this guy's pretty strong, who can deal with most of the ceramics without too much help. But then this guy also needs to solo some DDTs. He needs to solo round 90, and possibly also round 93, depending on how much money we're going to have at that point. Of course, I hope by that point we've got Dark Champion up and stuff like that, but if we're not there, he's got to do some soloing aspects, man. I'm hoping. Do you guys remember about 14 seconds ago when I said round 78 might be a problem? Well, here it is. Let's see what happens. Right now, it's actually kind of a good thing that these purples are kind of getting in the way, because that's going to mean more glue for us to hit these ceramics with, but still, not that much. There's a lot of camo balloons for us to destroy here. Probably too many camo balloons for us to destroy here. I can warp a little bit here, but I don't think that's going to do much for us. All right. Ooh, that's too many rainbows, man. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. Ooh, dang. All right, I warped myself inside of this little circle here to see if I can get any extra popping power out of us. I can warp one more time here to make anything happen. We are getting a pretty good amount of glue here, but there's a lot of blooms trying to sneak through at this point. It's mostly yellows and blacks, and they are going to be separated. Let's warp them up here. I think it's going to be a slightly better position to fight. Some blacks, some yellows, and we do clean up round 78. Woo! All right, we're only about $24,000 away from what we need. And then I think we're going to win if we get that guy. The good news out of all this is that the early free play rounds are actually super easy. Solver just absolutely annihilates them. This guy helps out a little bit too, obviously, with popping the Moab layer, but whoo, look at this, man. This is delicious. We're like $10,000 away from what we need. And based on what I'm seeing here, unless something crazy happens with these Oh My Gods that are coming out soon, this should be easy to win. Here it is, round 84, Dark Champion. So look at the pop power we currently have. Look what happens when we get a Dark Champ. Clearly, it's a lot more. It's a lot of extra Moab popping power. In addition, one cool thing you get here is you get this cool-looking warp, which means you get to warp anywhere on the screen instead of just wherever you need to in your range. And it comes back pretty quickly, so we can actually micro against things like Oh My Gods and the Bat Balloon. It also means we can micro a little bit on rounds 95 and 99, but I don't think, and I say think with a very hesitant sense of oh crapidness, I don't think those are going to be a big problem for us. Usually Dark Champ is really powerful against DDTs. So on a map like this, you would expect him to be able to solo pretty easily. But don't forget, he is our only camo detection. Only camo detection for the rest of the game. This guy never popped camos, kind of. Again, it's a kind of. It's like sort of a little bit, maybe a tiny bit, but not any reasonable value worth of camos here at all. Round 90, our first set of DDTs. This will give us a good idea of what DDTs are going to be like for the rest of the game. Oh, that's beautiful to watch, my friends. That is beautiful to watch. DDTs never go down that easily. The weird thing is Dark Champion, he's a pretty good tower, but I often overlook him as not as good as a lot of other towers for the amount of money you're spending on him. But clearly he's got some strengths that are just hard to overlook, and one of those is definitely total DDT annihilation, at least for round 90. I don't like to get too ahead of myself in these situations, because I definitely have been let down in the past, where I think everything is so good, everything's great, and all of a sudden something stupid kills me. Like randomly, round 99 reinforced DDTs are just too strong for some stupid reason, you know? But yeah, I digress. I don't want to get too angry at you guys today or anything like that. It's a chill fest. Definitely chilled today. In fact, so chill that I saw... well, this isn't very chill, I guess. This is more... It's a mild bit upsetting at the same time, just understanding that it's sort of natural at the same time. It's just sort of goofy to have it happen. I was taking my dogs on a walk today, and two birds were getting it on... But when check this out, by the way. Camo purples. Round 95. This guy can pop them. Oh, yeah. All right, let's hope that we can do that to DDTs as well, though. I got him on strong right now, not on first. That's why we weren't kind of hitting those ceramics all that well, but this should still work out. If I need to put him back on first in a second, I can, but it doesn't even look like we need to. Whoop. There it is. And when I say getting it on, it was in the middle of the street. Pretty gosh darn close to my dogs. Like, if I let them off off the leash, they would just been chomped on these frickin' birds. But they were little, like, baby sparrow-looking things. I don't know exactly what they are. Probably a sparrow. I don't even really know if a sparrow is even, like, a real common bird around here. It's just what I call all the weird little brown birds. It's what I call them. Maybe I'm weird in that sense, but I probably should know more about birds, because there's really not that many. I mean, there's probably, what, like a good 20, 30 species of birds you could probably see in, like, an average day or something like that. If you actually went out looking for birds. There's actually some cool movies about birding, if you guys have not ever seen them. I don't remember all their names, but go try to look them up and look up the word term birding, because it is a real thing. And I've been birding before, and I don't want to get too deep on my birding story right now. But I do want to talk about the fact that these birds were getting it on right in front of me, man. Hardcore, but it really didn't look like the one bird on the bottom was having a bunch of fun. It was doing like a weird squealy squawk bird thing. And the other bird looked like it was definitely holding the other bird down while it was going on, so I don't want to get too deep on all of that nonsense. We just talked about the R word the other day, but don't need to go deep on that, let me tell you. So, okay, check out Route 99. And I just thought it was kind of funny that these birds were just like literally right in front of me, and I'm like, I guess it's that time of the year, man. It's March. It's time to go. Oh, baby. Round 100. Can we do it? Can we take down the bad balloon and finally pull off a kind of not real, kind of fake, kind of real 2 tower chimps with the Bloon solver? If somebody could pull off a 2 tower chimps with the Bloon solver that doesn't require you to use the challenge editor, I would be thoroughly impressed. Let me be honest with you guys. I would be thoroughly impressed. But based on what I talked to you guys about earlier today, I don't think it's possible. And I'm pretty confident, reasonably confident in that. Ooh, that might have been a slightly bad placement. Slightly bad, but I do want to just get the DDTs. Yeah, you know what? We got enough room here. Let's hop up here. Got to get the DDTs. DDTs are done. 2s on my gods should be easy for us. I don't see how this could possibly cause any chaos. Unlike the Soda play that we had earlier. Solver wrapping around here. We could even pop this guy up over here and just clean up some of them. If not all of them. And there it is! We've done it! That's weird. Oh, it is 204. I was going to say, oh, that's weird. We got a 5th tier. We don't have a 5th tier. It's actually just a 4th tier. 1.3 million pops with that guy, and the glue gunner has done it. Kind of. So that's it. That's all. Solver, 745,000. He definitely did contribute to the 2 tower chimps. Clearly, this guy's a little bit better, but 745 is nothing. To just say, well, he's kind of just there, and the other tower's doing everything. He did need to be used. He needed to be that purple popping power for most of the game for us, and he has completed it. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed this wonderful video, make sure you press that like button, make sure you subscribe, and of course, have a super duper delicious day.